What is up, guys? Noob Thrifter back for another trip to the base, and that means also thrifting on the way up. So I'm in Price right now at the first Goodwill, or sorry, DI that I always stop at. So there it is. It's a beautiful day. Let's see if we find anything. Well, guys, that was unsuccessful. They didn't have any cards. That's always what I look for first, like always. And yeah, they just didn't have anything really that jumped out or that I saw. So on to the next. I believe it's Springville, but that's another hour drive. So I'm gonna get on the road and meet you there. All right, guys, so I just arrived to the Springville DI here, and it's looking pretty fun. I like how you have somebody climbing on that thing, some kid. Anyway, I'm gonna go inside. Let's see if we find anything. All right, you guys, I'm in shock right now. I just found the score of the decade right here, and it's not for resale, it is for me, but I couldn't believe it when I saw it, and I was like, there's no way that this is here and it's for that price. Luckily I got it to fit also in my vehicle, but if you can see, Concept 2 Model D, it is a row machine, the Concept 2 row machine. $35 I paid for it. Everything works on it. The display machine's on there, and I just couldn't believe it. And I had to grab it. I jumped on it as quick as I could, and happy that it fit in the car as well, because I thought I was going to maybe have to take it apart. But oh my gosh, guys, I just cannot believe that I just found a Concept 2 row machine at the DI for $35. If you guys know, these machines go for, I don't know, $6. I was trying to look up comps. There's not a lot. I mean, there are some sales, but I mean, these machines are at least $600 brand new, you know, so or more. And to find it for $35, working condition and everything, I'm blown away. So that's a score. That's going to be the score for the weekend for sure. I feel it right now, but I'm excited. That was, yeah, I'm beyond words right now. This is at the Springville DI. So let's head up north, and head the other one, I think, in Provo, but I'm ecstatic. All right, guys, just made it to the Provo DI. This is that big one. The parking lot is always full, looks always busy, but let's go see if we find anything. All right, guys, that was unsuccessful. It is busy in there. Not a lot happening in there, though. I looked through their collectibles, which they actually have a really big selection of collectibles, but yeah, no cards or anything like that in there. And then in here, I think I go to the yard, and usually I'm yard stuff. That's where I found this Concept 2 row machine, but that's where I'm just out there. I'm not really looking for anything to resell. I'm just kind of checking things out. I haven't ever found anything that I think I will resell in the yard, but I like to just still check it out. And then I rolled around to, I think, kind of the games, and then looked at some of the ties. I didn't really spend much time on the books here, so at any rate, no success here. So I think, if I remember correctly, my brain's been foggy. I've been getting over flu this last whole week, but I think there's a Savers. I think that's what we're heading to next, is a Savers just up the road. So let's get it. All right, guys, didn't find anything in there. After walking around at the very end, checked out the ties. There was a Donald Trump tie, but it was, I think they wanted $6 for it, and it was already kind of like wrinkled, like it's been tied, you know, and stayed tied for a long period of time, and I'm not sure how to really get that out, and don't really want to spend the time for that either. And for $6, just don't think it's worth it, so I didn't pick that up. So I'm gonna head up to the next DI and see what we get there. All right, guys, I just arrived to I believe this is the American Fork DI, so I'm gonna go check it out, see if we find anything. All right, guys, so as you saw, I did see some cards in there. I didn't even bother looking. $35 for that book. I just didn't think it was worth it, and maybe that's my loss. But anyway, I'm going to try to hit one more store. I got up here late. Obviously, I usually try to hit 2 more, but I'll only have time, I think, to hit 1 more. So let's get on the road. All right, guys, so I decided to go to a different DI that I don't think I've actually gone to since I started recording. This one's in Sandy. Usually I do a different loop and hit those other 2, but this time I decided to just do a straight shot up and hit this one. So this is a pretty decent sized looking one, and it looks pretty good. So we're gonna go check it out, see if I find anything, and we'll see. Well, that was unsuccessful. So yeah, found some like old looking, like Archie the comic book, like their little books. They had a bunch of them. Tried looking up comps on them, but they didn't look like they were worth anything. They were like 75 cents each, but that was in the books. But other than that, yeah, there just wasn't anything there. So I'm probably gonna call it a night, because I don't think I'll get to the next one before 7, but there is another one in Murray. I just don't know if I'll make it before 7, so I guess we'll find out. You'll find out when I find out. Guys, so I did make it. I'm gonna run in there. I've got about 20 minutes, which is great. So this is actually the West Jordan one. Again, another one that I don't normally hit, so I'm excited to go see if we got anything. What is up, guys? Noob Thrifter back. Day 2 of being up north. Sorry, trying to get that camera right. And I'm at I stayed a little further up north in Ogden. So this is the Harrisville DI. It was a little bit closer than the Layton one that I usually hit. So I'm going to jump in there real quick, see if we find anything. This is the one that's also like right next to that Entertain Mart, so I'll swing over there after this, see if they've got any more of those bricks, and see what we got. All right, guys, didn't see anything in there. Again, books, they kind of switched everything around, so it makes it hard to even want to look at books anymore at these DIs. But their collectibles was very slim pickings even there, so there wasn't much there. So on to Entertain Mart, and then I'm going to swing back down to the Layton DI, and then there's the Savers that's right next to that one. So those 2 shops, and let's go. Look at these. Dragon Ball Z. Alright, guys, sorry the sun is in my face. Hopefully that's not too bad. But anyway, just went in there to Entertain Mart, and as you saw, they had some boxes of those Dragon Ball Z cards for $45. I don't know anything about them to even want to try to purchase something like that. They had 1 brick, and I put it back, and it was of hockey, but like I said, I did kind of go back at it. So anyway, we're gonna go down to the DI and see if we find anything there. All right, you guys, so change of plans. I looked up how far it was to another DI in Brigham City from where I last was, and it was the same distance to go into the late one. I've never been to this DI, so I'm excited to check it out. Gonna go in there, and this will probably be the only stop I get, but the drive was beautiful up here. In fact, I've never been to Brigham City, and also if you guys haven't ever been to Utah, it's a beautiful place. But at any rate, we're gonna go see if there's anything in there, and that may be all I have, because there's nothing else out here as far as, I don't know, I didn't look for other thrift stores, so don't quote me on that, but let's go check it out. Alright guys, so there wasn't anything at that DI, so I'm over here at Savers real quick. Gonna see if I find anything. Let's go in. Well guys, unsuccessful here at Savers, but as you did see, those Disney movies are still there, and they've slashed the prices. Should have jumped on it. So yeah, I should have jumped on those $75 for those Disney movies. But anyway, I'm done for the night. All right guys, so Sunday, and I'm hitting just only probably 2 of the Savers that I normally hit. This first one, I never remember if it's Mill Creek or wherever it's at, but I'm gonna go hit it real quick, and then the next one I'm gonna hit is that one down in Draper. That is usually my last one. I'm not gonna hit the one in between, but let's go in and see if we find anything. All right guys, there wasn't anything in there that I found. What is up guys, Noob Thrifter. I am in Henderson, Nevada right now. Gonna hit up a Savers. I'm here with my buddy.
What's up, fellas?
I don't know what his his handle would be, but anyway, we're here at Savers here in Henderson. We're actually down here. We're gonna do a Spartan race.
This is Sparta!
And always got to hit a thrift store if you find one. So we're gonna go inside, see if we find anything. All right, so we just went in there, and these stores, I've talked about it before, they're getting ridiculous on their pricing. We found some 1977 McDonald's glass cups, and I'll try to put a picture up on here of what they look like. But they wanted, I think, $8, I think it was, per. They're not really reselling. There was another, like, it looked Asian, looking like some kind of, what do you call that? What was that Asian thing? Little I don't remember. All right, anyway, I think it was like $25 or something. It was a vase, yeah. $25. I mean, yeah, they're just getting crazy on pricing. I just can't do that. So anyway, so no cards, nothing like that. Didn't see anything like that over there. Saw a book that maybe I should have bought, but I didn't. And then I skimmed through the ties as well. Didn't see any ties, but I definitely, this store, and maybe it's because it's Las Vegas, Henderson, they're definitely overpriced. So we are talking, we're heading over to go to the Spartan race, and then we're gonna head back up to St. George, and maybe we can hit the DI up there. That's what I was trying to hope for. So if I could get my buddy to let me go, we'll go. So we might try to hit that one. So if we do, you'll see that.